Hello. Could you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Jason Sufka. I'm the father of Aiden and Austin Sufka, and I am 47 years old. So, yes, that makes me, in my kids' mind, a boomer. But I'm not a boomer, I'm a Gen Xer.
And you are a firefighter, correct?
Yes, I am a full-time firefighter with the city of Ramsey. My current position is captain.
What is your favorite part about being a firefighter?
My favorite part about being a firefighter is the ability to be the calm in other people's chaos.
And what is the hardest part of your job?
The hardest part of my job is when those unfortunate times come that bad things happen to people that I can't fix. It makes for some sad situations, but the ability to just be there and solve people's problems is rewarding.
Why or what do you love about firefighting?
I love being able to give back to the community. I grew up in foster care, ultimately got bounced around to several homes, several schools, and so it's my way of giving back. A lot of people gave their homes and their lives to me to help raise me, and this is my way to be anchored in the community and give back to the people that mean a lot to me in the community.
What made you want to become a firefighter?
What made me want to become a firefighter? I actually started out going to law enforcement school. I was going to Winona State University and got in a pretty bad car crash, have a titanium rod in my left leg as a result of a femur fracture. And during that time of my law enforcement career, one of the things you had to take was first responder, which is now called EMR. And it was really simple for me, and I enjoyed it, which then led me to continue my EMS background. And I went out and got my EMT, my emergency medical technician. And in that process, I was an explorer for Dakota County Sheriff's Department. And after I got my EMT and was able to walk again, I went and joined the Hastings Fire Explorers, which I had an opportunity to experience the things in firefighting, and as a result, developed a new passion for firefighting and EMS. And when I was 22, 21, I don't know. It was 2000, January of 2000, I ended up joining Vadnais Heights Fire as a volunteer firefighter, and that started my fire career.
How long have you been firefighting for?
So like I said, joined Vadnais Heights Fire in January of 2000, and I've been doing firefighting pretty much ever since. There was a short time where I was not firefighting, but during that time I was working as a EMT in the ER at HCMC. I also ended up working as security at HCMC. So I've always been in public safety, but I had a period of time off from 2006, and then I married Mary Sufka, Aiden's mom, in 2007, and when we settled in Ramsey in 2008, I started applying for fire again after that, and ultimately got on Ramsey Fire in 2015, May of 2015.
What would you say is your greatest strength when it comes to firefighting?
My ability to stay calm and to lead. I'm heavily involved in teaching and education. My current role actually allows me to affect change in operational tactics that I feel are deeply rooted in the training and education side of things. And so, in the midst of chaos or emergencies, I'm able to take a breath, see the bigger picture, and lead, and ultimately stay calm and help everybody be safe and come to the good conclusion.
And then, what is your greatest weakness or something you need to improve on?
In firefighting or
Yeah.
just weakness in general?
Well, either in firefighting or in general.
One of my greatest weaknesses, I guess, would be that's a hard question because it's always hard to call out weaknesses of yourself. But at the end, I would say that there are times where, especially in firefighting, decisions need to be made quickly. And I always try to take in all of the options or things around me. But at times, in a true emergency, I think I can make people sometimes feel undervalued because the decision needed to be made yesterday. I mean, I know it sounds cliche, but at the end, it had to be made yesterday, and we're sitting and debating it. So there are times in leadership where you just need to lead by taking charge and moving forward. And at times that can lead to people feeling underappreciated or not included.
And then, do you have any non-biased opinions on firefighting, or like on why someone should join firefighting?
Non-biased?
Yeah.
Well, I'm partial or biased to firefighting,
Yeah.
but I will try non-biased reason, I guess, for me is it's like playing sports. It's ultimate team environment, whether you look across different public safety avenues with law enforcement and dispatchers and EMS and all of that. And you're only as successful as the team, and a good, healthy team relationship ultimately leads to good, successful outcomes. And even within the department itself, you can't go put a house fire out by yourself. It requires the entire team. Somebody has to run the pump, somebody is on the nozzle that's at the end of the hose. There are other people that are helping move the hose or helping with tools. There's somebody in charge, an incident commander, like maybe the quarterback or the head coach kind of thing. So just ultimately, I would say that people that enjoy teamwork, people that enjoy that sports mentality, or, you know, greater than oneself or greater than one ultimately, that would be a perfect fit for people that are looking to have that team camaraderie and group approach and ultimately pair that into a career or a job.
And then, do you have any biased opinions on firefighting?
Biased opinions? All kinds of biased opinions. No, firefighters are better than cops. No, I'm just kidding. At the end of the day, we do get along well with each other. It's one of those things where we have a healthy competition, a healthy, like, you know, making fun of each other, ribbing, teasing, whatever you call it. But everybody loves a firefighter. You show up to a school, you show up to a grocery store, you drive the big red truck, whether it's night to unite or whatever the case may be. Everybody wants to climb on the fire truck, and everybody wants to give the firefighter a hug. So my biased opinion is everybody always loves the firefighter.
Does firefighting ever scare you?
If you're not afraid of fire and the danger of fire, and even take that farther, responding to a car crash on the highway while cars are still going 65 or 70 miles an hour on the highway within a couple feet of you, I would say you're lying. If you ever are in a position where you're not afraid, you probably should not be doing the job anymore, because if you're not afraid, you don't respect the danger that actually comes with the job. That being said, it is healthy to be afraid, but if you let fear consume you, you also are a danger to the team. So that's why training is so important. And in the end, if you train and you continue to grow and you learn and you make yourself a better version of you every day, getting 1% better, at the end, you can be safe in the job while still having what I call a healthy fear of the things that can happen to you.
Yeah, and then my follow-up was just going to be, why is it scary, or why should it not be scary? But you kind of answered that already.
Yeah, yep, exactly. So it should be scary because the things you're doing are inherently dangerous. I mean, anybody that's running into the fire while everybody else is running out, you have to say is a little bit different. And if we running into that fire are running in for the thrill or the joy, and we don't have that respect for the fact that at any moment this room could flash over, or this ceiling could collapse on me, or things like that, then, you know, ultimately that's not healthy. But, you know, the other aspect of not being afraid, with today's science and the ability for us to get heat temperature sensors and cameras and things deep inside of fires, where we have intentionally set them to learn and study and grow, it has made our understanding of how fire behaves, how us opening a door or window or things like that ultimately change our fire environment. And we live in an age of information with the internet and everything. And so there's constant opportunity to learn and grow. And with knowledge comes safety. And the more you know, the safer you can be.
Mm-hmm. And then now we're kind of shifting to like your sort of successes. For me, I've always thought that success means like having like family, loving family, like having good money, having people who are surrounded with you. But how do you define success, or what do you think success means to you?
That's a interesting question, because I have what success means to me as Jason Sufka, the foster kid that grew up with not having really a family, so to say, to call my own. But then I also have my professional, what success looks like. And so I'll give you both kind of in abridged versions. Faith is a big thing for me. I believe very strongly in my faith in God, and being a foster kid and some of the bad and evil things that have happened to me by my own family. Ultimately, the version of success was to be married, which I am, have a family of my own, which I do, and to break that generational curse of what has happened to me growing up. And so I would consider my family life a success, because I'm happily married, have been married since, like I said, 2007. I have 2 children that I absolutely love, and that I don't abuse or anything like that. But then on the professional side, success, I think, is measured by the ability to grow and the ability to put yourself in opportunities where you're respected by your peers, and peers look up to you, asking what your opinions are, or asking you to be a part of change or growth or leadership. And I have definitely been able to be in that role or that position. And just recently with the city of Ramsey, have stepped up and filled the role of interim assistant chief for the year of 2025, and have been able to take my history or my background in training and education in public safety and actually apply it to the fire department and continue to improve our department as a whole.
Have you seen your